Representative Dank, you're recognized for a question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What's your definition of collective bargaining? The fact that they're out here lobbying us every day, day in and day out, and visiting with us in the interim, the Troopers Association, the state employees, and others?
This has nothing to do with lobbying. Collective bargaining, I think first of all, the statute clearly says that as it relates to federal provisions of law, but we all know what collective bargaining is when it sets down and basically say, if you don't give us what we're demanding in our next contract talks, we're going to strike. I mean, that's the common definition that most of us would assume of collective bargaining.
You're recognized for a follow-up.
Well, would you tell me the real, true, honest to God, down-to-earth reason to eliminate our ability to do this for teachers and not to do it for others?
I'll be happy to, Representative. And a lot of these questions have been coming from the other side of the aisle. And one of the heroes of the minority party in this country was Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He made it very clear that he was a staunch defender of private unions, but felt that there was no place for a public sector union because by his definition, that public sector union was attempting to collectively bargain with the people, whether it was the state or the nation. And so I believe very strongly that he would say that if he didn't believe in public employee unions, period, that he would definitely say that it was morally wrong for the people of Oklahoma to subsidize a group that then collectively bargains against those people. That's the principle by which I filed this bill.
Representative Hoskin, you're recognized for a question on the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Representative, you just made a statement about the morality. Do you believe it's morally wrong for the teachers to be able to sign up to have these deductions made as it currently stands?
I believe it's morally wrong for the state to subsidize that by withholding the dues for them. I think that those teachers or anyone else that wants to be a part of a group that collectively bargains is more than free to use their paycheck, and once it's deposited into their account, whether they want to write a check, whether they want to have it automatically dropped from their account, it is perfect. I mean, it's their money. They can do whatever they want to. It's morally wrong for the people of Oklahoma, i.e. the state, to subsidize that by collecting the dues for them.
Representative Hoskin, you're recognized for a follow-up.
Thank you, sir. You said earlier that other states throughout the country have done this. Is this modeled after a particular state, or is this something that someone brought to you and asked you to run this, or is it just a deeply held belief on your part that this needs to be done?
I can unequivocally say that no one came to me and asked me to run this. I do believe that it's morally wrong for the state to be withholding dues for those that collectively bargain against the state.
You're recognized for a follow-up.
Thank you, Representative. And I know we heard earlier that there's no cost associated with that. Is that a factual statement? I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I said there were a minimal cost. I don't know the actual cost. With electronic stuff nowadays, I'm sure it's not a huge cost to the state. The point is, however, that it does free up. There's an opportunity cost that union does not have to account for, because they're not any association, whether it's a church, any freely voluntary association, one of the hardest things they have to do is to go out to the voluntary members and get them to submit dues, whether it's a church or any other organization. We're basically freeing up the unions to say, you don't have to do that, we'll do it for you. And I think it's morally wrong.